Radhaswami Babaji, thank you for this opportunity. I would like to understand better about the role of the mind and intelligence. So I was reading this book and I came across this line that I would like to ask you. It says, intelligence is supposed to direct the mind, but the mind is so strong and obstinate that it often overcomes even one's own intelligence. So when we make decisions, which one becomes more dominant, the mind or intelligence?
But eventually it all boils down just to one factor. But let's say for our own sort of interpretation or our own understanding, so let's say intellect is from where the vivek or the sense of discrimination comes. Mind is basically a sum total of many factors. Now, intellect, as I said, sense of discrimination, mind is influenced. Whatever influences are there, that is the decision the mind will take. Now, those can be positive, they can be negative. Whereas we would say that the intellect will go in a more logical manner.
So how do I balance it then? Balance the sense of determination and the logical manner when I make a decision, and how do I know it's a good decision?
Because I guess we should always take logical decisions better. There must be a logical conclusion to whatever you do in life.
But
Why would you do something which is not logical? What is it that sets us apart from the lower animals, beta? It is that vivek, that sense of discrimination, no? But if we are just going to react to circumstances, then what's the difference between you and the animal? Animals react, human beings are supposed to think.
And then when feelings comes in, how do we balance the intelligence and mind? Because sometimes we may make a decision.
Feelings again, feelings, emotion, it's all beta, the mind coming into play. You can have positive feelings, you can have negative feelings.
So
but you can't have a positive logic and a negative logic. No? Logic is logic.
So those positive and negative feelings are all in the mind, is it?
It's by what the influences the mind has picked up, beta. Your experience of life, if somebody has had very positive experiences, his reactions will always be positive. If somebody has picked up negative experiences, he won't trust anybody.
So I have to balance between thinking of the logical and the influence of my mind.
Go in a logical manner.
Okay.
Do what is right.
Thank you, Babaji.
Radhaswami Babaji. Babaji, in last session you say like jo hoga, with like everything will happen with your master's grace, right? So
with the Lord's grace.
Yes, with the Lord's grace. So Babaji, that jo hamare efforts hain, so what's the importance of that, putting our efforts, like if we are putting
our effort means beta becoming worthy of it. There's no dearth of him giving. It's our appreciation which is lacking. And when you don't appreciate, now it might be right in front of you, but you have no value for it. So you will miss it. But if you have that appreciation, then every little thing will make a difference. You will say thank you for everything that happens in your life.
Thank you, Babaji. Babaji, and also we listen in Bani that paltu likha naseeb ka sant dete hain more. So Babaji, is like a destiny can be changed if you want.
Beta, what he can do and what he will do are two very different things. Okay, they have not come to play with the law of nature. Because changing somebody's destiny is changing the Lord's will. So they will not do it. But if you are asking me, can they do it? Yes, they can do it, but they won't do it.
So that means they can do it, it's up to them, but
they won't do it.
You know, everything, like all the desires, everything, like there's so many dreams, but then at end, you know, when we get so obsessed and like harm ourselves in like with thinking so much of negative things instead of, as you say, think positive, and then you know somewhere from the inner side with it, theek hai, Babaji knows better, he'll give us what is good for us. तो बाबा जी इस फीलिंग को कभी जाने मत देना, लाइक हमेशा वो फीलिंग रहनी चाहिए कि ठीक है आज नहीं, try again. As you said, like nobody likes failure. I also don't like failures. I'll keep on trying, and if you feel it's good for me.
Beta, there's no harm in looking forward to something better, in looking forward to having some ambition. There's no harm in that. The harm is in the means that we adopt to achieve it.
I think yes.
Okay? So don't compromise your principles.
Okay, Babaji.
But to say that I shouldn't look to have a better future for my children, for my family, or this, definitely you should. But not by compromising your principles.
Okay, Babaji.
Put in your effort, you get it, say thank you. You don't get it, say I have to work harder.
Okay, Babaji.
Babaji, Radha Swami, and thank you very much for everything. मेरे पास आज 2 क्वेश्चंस हैं और मेरे ख्याल से उसका एक का आपने ना जवाब शायद पिछले जूम में भी दिया, अभी भी दे दिया है, बट फिर भी मैं एक बार ही पूछना चाहूँगा जो मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. आपने बोला बी पीस विद योर सेल्फ एंड बी हैप्पी विद योर सेल्फ एज यू नो प्रोग्रेस फर्दर. जो मेरे को समझ में आता है, ऑफ कोर्स मेडिटेशन इज द पाथ एंड टू बी पीस एट योर सेल्फ एंड डूइंग गुड टू अदर्स.
Meditation is basically tuning into yourself.
हाँ जी. So Babaji, thinking positive, being positive, doing acts which is, helping others without seeking के अपने को उससे कुछ मिले, etc. But फिर भी, being humans and being practical, क्या होता है कि, there would be an element of anger that will come into you. There will be an anger of sometimes jealousy also, a component that comes into you. So as you continue to progress, to be happy and peaceful, what are the few things आपके हिसाब से हमें और what we should be doing to keep those things away and continue to focus and move forward.
Beta, you build up. Like they say, na, Rome was not built in a day.
हाँ जी.
It was built brick by brick, house by house, then it became Rome. So similarly in life, I mean, just because you've heard something good in satsang or you've read your scriptures and heard something interesting, doesn't mean that overnight you'll be able to do it.
Right, Babaji.
So, yes, when you are in work, you will have to pull up people, you might have to let people go, you might have to be strict, you might have to be disciplined, you'll have to go through all these things.
Right, Babaji.
But don't let it get to you. Don't go to the extreme. Sometimes when we get so angry, we don't know what we are saying, then it starts hurting you.
Right, Babaji.
But as long as you're fulfilling your responsibility and step by step, beta, these are not things to practice. These are things which will come from within.
Right, Babaji.
And it will only come from within when you start becoming more mature, more spiritually mature, beta.
Right, Babaji.
Until we are not spiritually mature, definitely we are going to react. But as we become spiritually mature, you start, you're looking at the picture in totality.
हाँ जी.
And then you feel this is not worth it. Why should I lose my peace of mind? Why should I get angry unnecessarily? It might or might not make a difference to the other person. So what's the big deal for me?
Right, Babaji.
In the beginning, little things make a difference. But if you have done your meditation, probably you'll say, forget it. I'm not going to lose my peace of mind over this.
Right, Babaji. बाबूजी एक सेकंड और क्वेश्चन है. दादू दयाल साहब का मैंने एक सीडी सुनता हूँ मैं. सो उसमें उन्होंने एक बार ही कहा था, परमात्मा से परमात्मा को मांगो और परमात्मा आपको सद्गुरु देगा और सद्गुरु से फिर सब कुछ मांगना. फिर उन्होंने संतोष की बात कही उसमें और उन्होंने कहा कि सद्गुरु से संतोष मांगो. सो
सत संतोष.
हाँ जी.
सत मीन्स ट्रूथ.
हाँ जी.
ट्रूथ विल गिव यू पीस ऑफ माइंड.
राइट बाबा जी. सो इसमें अगर छोटा मुँह बड़ी बात, अगर मैं आपसे संतोष मांग लूँ अभी, सो कैन यू इलैबोरेट?
उन्होंने ये तो नहीं कहा कि देगा, उन्होंने कहा कि मांग लो.
हाँ जी.
आगे उन्होंने ये तो नहीं कहा कि वो देगा सारा कुछ.
राइट बाबा जी.
हैं?
नहीं, उन्होंने आई हैव रेड थ्रू कि उन्होंने ये भी बोला कि अगर कोई बच्चा जैसे पाठशाला जा रहा है, स्कूल जा रहा है और वो लेट हो रहा है, तो हिज कर्मा इज टू कीप प्रेइंग.
And Bani Guru Sahib says, तुद बिन होर कुछ मंगना, सब दुखां दे दुख, दे नाम संतोखिया उतरे मन दी भुख. Nothing in life is free.
हाँ जी.
Whatever you ask for, you're going to have to pay a price for it.
Right, Baba.
So why would I ask for something where tomorrow I have to go and give the price for it?
Right, Baba ji.
So let me ask for something which is going to be helpful to me, na?
Right, Baba ji. I've understood, Babaji, but just one
but
last.
I still
thing.
want to ask, huh?
No, no question, Babaji.
It boils down to the factor that do we have that capacity and the maturity to know what to ask for?
Right, Babaji.
Now, if I'm going to ask for, Maharaj used to say in satsang that, whether it is golden shackles or it is iron shackles, you are still in jail.
Yes.
What we are seeking is freedom.
Right, Babaji.
And he used to give the example that, look, there are prisoners in jail and somebody comes, he wants to help them.
Right, Babaji.
He sees that they don't have proper food to eat. He starts sending nice things to them. What happens? The situation becomes better, but they are still in jail. They are still prisoners. Somebody else comes, sees winter weather is coming, they don't have proper clothes. He sends warm clothing. So what has happened? The situation has become better, but they are still prisoners.
Right, Babaji.
But the third one comes. He's not interested in their clothes. He's not interested in the food. He wants to free them. So who does full justice to them? The ones who makes their situation better, or the one who helps them to free themselves from bondage?
Free themselves.
Do we want to bind ourselves or do we want to free ourselves?
Free ourselves. Of
Then-
course. Thank you so much, Babaji, for everything and for your grace always. Thank you.
That's one, Babaji. I have a question on receptivity and retention, but in a context. So every time you come, be it here or wherever, there's something profound that takes place. And you're transmitting something, we're all absorbing it. And if you were to think that, you're like a water body, whether you experience a shower or you're on a waterfall or fully submerged, it's a function of receptivity, how receptive you are and what are you taking out of this whole thing. And how does one improve receptivity? That's one. And then secondly...
It has got nothing to do with me. It has all to do with you. Okay, it's your attitude. Now the mind has created certain associations. And that association, I meet hundreds of people every day. Do all of them feel the same? Some do and some don't. So it's not that, that I'm giving positive vibes and negative vibes and I'm saying good things to some and bad things to some.
Yeah.
But it's the association. Some people have built up a positive association, a spiritual association, and that association, that spiritual association, then starts helping you to channelize your mind in a particular manner.
Okay. And the next thing is retention, because it's akin to taking a bowl of grain and then putting it under water. You can run it through water, it'll just become wet, but not soak in. But you can take that same grain.
Again, depends upon your attitude. If you value it, you will never let go. But if you don't value it, then the moment you see something else interesting, your mind would tend to forget this and go to that.
But this is so difficult to sort of absorb in. I don't know, something about you which is like you come, you go, and then, whoa, hey, he's gone. Something has gone. It doesn't stay.
No, beta, it doesn't come and go. It's our attention that comes and goes. Till we are focused, everything seems positive. When we get distracted, we think we've lost it. Nothing gets lost, beta. Love is not something that comes and goes. Love is a quality that is permanent. We get distracted, sometimes we feel it, our wishes are answered, child says, you love me. You say no to him, he says, you don't love me. You think the parents' love will increase or decrease every day. If they are saying no to him, it is because they love the child. That's why they are saying no. So it's our receptivity, beta. We have to set our priorities in order. And those things which you sort of put high on the list of priorities, you will never let them go. Some of us, we love our parents, some of us our children, spouses, or whatever. And that association becomes very meaningful for us. We will never forget that for the rest of the life. Parents, whether they are with us or not with us, but everything that you do reminds you of your parents. You see something nice, oh, I wish my father was here. Oh, I wish my child was here to see this. So it's that association, which channelizes your focus.
How do we retain the intensity then? Because
By giving it the due importance.
okay.
Some of us, those people whom we love, we always feel their presence with us, don't we? And other people, you could be sort of in the house with them full day long and still you don't feel anything.
Yeah. Okay. Another follow-up question to just, again, fundamentally the path itself. Ultimately, I mean, once you're on the path, the objective is sort of clear. Hey, you're here to just go to the end, realization and goal. That's really your end goal.
The objective of the path is to realize who you are. And the moment you realize that, it's all finished.
Okay.
So it is not achieving something, it is not going somewhere, it is just realizing. Whatever he has to give you, he's given you. You just have to realize it. By your asking or by your saying something, it's not going to increase or decrease. It's there. Realize it. It's within you.
Right. So the whole point of meditation and then raising your consciousness.
Self-realization before God realization.
Yeah.
The objective is to learn what it means to be human. The moment you understand what it means to be human, God realization will happen automatically. This word human being is learning to be human. Being human.
Okay. One final one. Just going back to the, again, basics, fundamentals. And I understand that, once you're initiated, you must not have these questions. But as you said in one of your satsangs, this is very delicate. There's a first level understanding, second level understanding. So, out of the 5 principles, right, the most difficult one seems to be living a good life, living a righteous life. That can be interpreted very, very broadly.
No. All of you know what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. Don't tell me you don't know that. We will find justifications, definitely. But don't tell me that you don't know what is right and wrong.
Yeah, but living that becomes so difficult.
No, it is not difficult. Peter, tell me, in a very logical manner, we say that the Lord creates our destiny. Whatever He has put in your destiny, you will definitely get. What is not in your destiny, no power in the world can give it to you. You compromise your principles, you will have to take on the load of that. You will still be left with what is in your destiny. Now, whatever we do, isn't that a contradiction to this?
Yeah.
Then?
All right, thank you.
Radhaswami Babaji. Babaji, my first question is something which we have asked thousands of times, and I think you have answered in one or the other form, but still confusion. Like, you always say कि जो destiny में है, nobody can take it away from you, and जो नहीं है, you can never get it. पलटू लिखा नसीब का. So then, Babaji, what I want to understand is, like, for example, in present scenario or in general also, what is the role of, let's say, vaccination, medicines, masking, social... I mean, if somebody's destined to go at some point or suffers this much before going, he will do...
There is a place for your sense of discrimination, for your vivek. Okay, you know that if you wear red clothes and go in front of the bull, it's going to hit you. So why should you go in front of the bull? So if you can take precaution, shouldn't you take precaution? When I know that if I walk on the road, it's going to hit me, so I walk on the pavement. But I insist on walking on the road and say, oh, let me see whether it's in my destiny or not.
So if, because this question comes from attitude of, some people, especially, so they say कि जब होना ही है, भगवान ने करना ही है, तो फिर क्या फायदा या नहीं होना?
हमें क्या मालूम है भगवान ने क्या करना है?
So
अगर भगवान ने आपको थोड़ी सी समत बख्शी है, विवेक बख्शा है, वो समझता है कि आप उसका इस्तेमाल करेंगी. अगर नहीं इस्तेमाल करेंगी, तो फिर उसका सहना पड़ेगा आपको.
So can we put it this way, that we have to do the right thing?
Definitely.
If we are doing the wrong thing, that means हमारा जो विवेक है वो wrong choice ले रहा है, and that is our karma, and which will kind of haunt us.
No, don't use such harsh words, but basically, if he has given you that sense of discrimination, means that you can as easily take the right decision as you can take the wrong decision. Now, all of us know that you should be cautious when you are near fire.
Yes.
But you say, I'm going to go through the fire. If it's in my destiny, I'll burn. Otherwise, it won't burn. Then you're not using your vivek. Then you will burn. Because he's giving you an option, na, to save yourself. If he hadn't given you an option to save yourself, I can understand.
Yes.
But he's given you that vivek, which he hasn't given to the other creatures. So the idea is to use that vivek, use your discrimination, and take the right step.
Babaji, second is Bani mein it says, Jo mange Thakur apne se sohi sohi dehe. Babaji, please explain this a little bit.
Beta, we will ask for 101 things, but he will give you what is beneficial for you. Will you give anything? Your son says he wants to play with the gun. Will you let him play with the gun? He'll say, you don't love me, you're not letting me play with the gun. You know it's harmful, but you won't let him do that.
So then, why do you say, Jo mange Thakur apne se sohi sohi deve?
Beta, read the full Shabad.
Okay.
Take it in full context. First, be mature enough to know what to ask for.
Okay.
Do we really know what is good for us?
No,
Then,
no, we are so confused.
So what you ask, there it is with the purity of heart. If you desire something, you will get it. But reach that purity also, na? Where you understand what you are asking for.
Yes.
And you reach that maturity as to that this is going to be beneficial for me.
Yes.
Our mind is so this thing, today you are asking for one, tomorrow for the second, day after for the third. You know, we are like a butterfly going from one flower to another flower. Man khin khin bharam bharam bahu dhave til ghar nahi vasa pave.
I think when we reach that purity of heart or mind, we won't probably ask for
There'll be nothing to
anything.
ask. There'll be nothing to ask for.
Yes.
There's a story of Bade Maharaji that this lady had no issue. So every day she'd sit at the door and say, please bless me, please bless me, please bless me. So one day he got a little sort of irritable and said, okay, you go and do meditation for 6 months. After that, whatever you want, I'll give you. So after 1 year, there's no sign of the lady. So he said, Bhai, oh, I haven't seen that woman around. She said, I don't have the guts to come in front of you. I don't want anything. You might give it to me.
Babaji, last thing I want to ask you is, when we sit for meditation, so just say feet, if they start numbing, should we move or just let them go numb?
If you can bear it, keep on sitting. If you can't bear it, then you can move them a little, because otherwise your attention will be in that.
Okay, so when we say bear it means painful.
I don't think so. It's a painful situation. It's just that when it becomes numb, it's like it's been vacated.
So you feel the needles or something like ants crawling around.
Good, na?
Okay.
Yeah.
So just let it be and keep
If you
sitting
can
if
sit,
you
keep
can.
on sitting, yes.
Okay. Okay.
To the extent you can bear it. When it becomes unbearable, then you move.
Okay. Thank you, Babaji. Thank you for everything.
Radhaswami Babaji. Babaji, I've got 2 questions. Number 1, when we sit for meditation and we are doing our Simran and Bhajan, when we sit for Simran, we are trying to get ourselves focused. And when we move to the Bhajan, when all these thoughts come to our mind when we are sitting in Bhajan, do we just... It means that we are not focused anymore. So do we go back to our Simran or do we just
No, just sit in bhajan.
carry on?
Just try and be receptive. We are creatures of habit, na? So try and be receptive. Create that habit of, beta, it's like swimming against a current. As long as you're swimming, you'll make progress. The moment you stop swimming, current is going to take you backward. So till you are doing Simran, you're trying to keep that mind focused. The moment you stop that Simran, if you have not been able to hold it out there with the dhyan, then the tendency is for the mind to get again distracted. No,
So we go back to Simran again and
no you don't. You
we
keep on sitting.
Carry on.
quietly.
We sit.
Sit and try and be attentive. Try and listen.
So my next question is, what worries me is, what concerns me is, I don't know whether I'm moving forward.
None of us know. And why do we want to know?
See,
Beta, this is the tendency of the mind again to calculate, to measure, to find out where we have reached. Again, this is all the mind. You're bringing your mind in, you bring your mind in, attention is dropping. Idea is to enjoy your meditation. It's like sometimes you've gone out with friends, you really enjoyed yourself, and then you spend a lifetime trying to recreate that moment, you can't. But if every time you go out you enjoy yourself, you'll be happy. So similarly, learn to enjoy your meditation. It doesn't help us to know where we are. It doesn't. So we are doing meditation to please our master. He said do meditation, we are going to do meditation. Now if I do it with that bent of mind, it's his responsibility. But if I start calculating wherever I reach, what is happening, then I will get the result of my effort. My effort is never going to be sufficient. So why should I calculate?
I guess the fear is not progress. I guess the fear is, am I doing the correct thing or am I doing the wrong thing?
It's again the mind putting these doubts into you. Just do it.
Just sit.
Beta, do you ever think, am I loving my spouse, my children, my parents properly, or am I loving them in a wrong manner?
No,
Huh?
I love them in the right manner.
So love is love, na? So if we are sitting in remembrance of the Lord and we are trying to create a loving relationship, where is the right and the wrong in that, yeah?
What if I'm sitting in a wrong posture or if I'm doing the wrong
It doesn't
action?
make a difference. You can sit upside down. But if you have that love, you will make progress.
Thank you, Babaji. Please give me strength. Radha-swami.
Rasami Babaji, can faith really move mountains?
Genuine faith, yes. But then when you reach that level, then you don't want to move the mountain. Then you want to move yourself.
Okay. And so grace is always there, but if we put in more effort, gradually the grace also increases.
You have to feel it, beta. It's not that you need to ask for more. You just need to feel it. You need to experience it.
Right.
It's because we are not experiencing it, that's why we are feeling the need to ask. It's already there. Just experience it.
Okay. When we sit for meditation, we mostly witness darkness. I know we don't have to go anywhere. Is it like sitting in a dark room where the Lord is there? You just have to wait for the veil to be rendered and the light to manifest. Do I understand it correctly?
Beta, the light and the sound is there in full intensity. But if my eyes are closed, what am I going to see? So here we are talking about the third eye, the spiritual eye. Se akhiyan bayan jinni disindo mapari. That eye through which you see the Lord is different from the physical eyes. So you have to close this. Akhi vajjyon vekhna pin karna sunna. Pairan vajjyon chalana pin hathan karna. Jibbe vajjyon bolana yun jeevat marna. Nanak hukam pehchan ke tyun khas mein milna. So you have to close the physical. Need to go beyond the physical to get that awakening.
Right.
Even in Bible, the Christ says, if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. If thine eye be single, doesn't mean you have to take one eye out. It means close the two physical and open the third.
Right. Initially in the Q&A, you mentioned that we made the wrong choices and we ended up being here time and again. So we just have to follow the choice of the Lord. Does it mean that we just make a choice and then whatever happens, we just go with the flow?
Beta, again, it's you have to build it up step by step. I'm giving you the ideal. The ideal is nishkam, where there should be no thought, there should be no choices, selfless. But today there is going to be a choice. Okay? We do get affected by everything. So you have to go step by step. Work yourself to that. Where it's not only the question of being selfless or being nishkam, but also the ability to be able to do it. Na beta?
Okay. Can I ask one more question? So, the Lord created everything and there is nothing negative. It's just our perspective, right? For example, if we take Kal, we call it a negative power, but it actually isn't. So is there anything positive in the 5 perversions? Like, for example, attachment and greed, I can connect to being detaching yourself from the materialistic world and attaching yourself to the Lord, or having greed for more spiritual progress. Is there anything positive in those?
Beta, these are tendencies which we've taken from our lower births. Okay? So he's given us human birth and he's given us Vivek to understand that these tendencies are not beneficial for us. So he's giving us an opportunity to learn how to wean ourselves out of this and learn to be human and to be objective. Whatever we do, there should be a purpose, beta. Would you do anything without a purpose?
No.
So let's use our logic in everything. And if you use that logic, automatically you'll get yourself rid of these.
Right. I have one more question. It's about vaccination. So I'm a researcher. So I do feel I have reservations about it. But then I feel that being spiritually inclined, I do feel that even if I get vaccinated, even if something happens, there is the Shabd which sustains us all, has the power to help us go through whatever it is.
Beta, we have to take necessary precautions.
Right.
Every medicine that you take is going to have a reaction in your body. But does that mean we stop taking medicines? So we have to sometimes see what is the lesser of the two evils. So that is the choice I have to make. I agree with you. I mean, we are loading ourselves with medicines which will keep on causing reactions with our body. But would you rather suffer? Or would you rather that whatever last breaths I have, it should be with some happiness and peace, and I work towards a certain purpose?
Right.
Even, you're a researcher, you should know, if you see the Western medicine and the Indian medicine will always want you to go through a certain pain, because that pain then causes the reaction in the body to fight back. But in Western medicines, because the ability of the human being he's become so weak, he can't stand it. So they will keep on giving you painkillers, they will keep on loading you with painkillers. Whereas in the Indian system, it's not like that. Indian system says a little bit of pain is good for you. So the question is, can we take it? Do we have that ability to take it? So if I'm drowning and somebody's putting out his hand and say, okay, I can help you to be afloat, should I take it or not?
Okay. Right.
I've taken both the vaccines.
So will I. Thank you, Rasumi.
Radhaswami Babaji. Babaji, can you please tell me more about Nishkam Seva? Like, how do we make everything that we do in our life?
Don't calculate, beta.
Just
The moment you bring calculation, then it's no longer Nishkam.
So just do everything with love?
Exactly. The nearest we can come to understanding that is like a mother looks after her children. She doesn't calculate, does she?
No, not at all.
So similarly, do it for the sake of doing it rather than from what am I going to get out of it.
Babaji, I just want to say thank you so much for everything that you've done for me. And Babaji, please give me the strength to do more meditation so that I'll be close to you. Thank you so much, Babaji, for everything.